Good evening, this is TV47 Weekend with me, Karen Karimi. Mini Mbesa is our sign language interpreter for tonight. Welcome to the program. In the headlines this Sunday.
Tonight, the National Cohesion and Integration Commission says its efforts to curb hate speech are bearing fruits.
In terms of incitement and speech on political rallies by almost 40% between now and 2017 compared to.
Also tonight, Azimio la Umoja One Kenya Alliance leader Raila Odinga wraps up his Nairobi tour.
Sasa mimi sitaki kuona kama kuna madoadoa hapa tena. Mara ile ingine mwingine aliponyoka akapitia katikati hapo.
As Kenya Kwanza led by Deputy President William Ruto claims, police are being used to settle political scores.
The misuse of our security agencies for political reasons will come to a stop.
Tonight in our special feature, we shine the spotlight on a school teaching robotics as a way of implementing the CBC.
Robotics is the way to go. Reason being one, it captures all the competencies of CBC.
You can stream us live on our Facebook page, TV47 Kenya, and interact with us on Twitter and Instagram at TV47KE. My Twitter handle is at Karimi_Karen. To our top story, Azimio la Umoja One Kenya Alliance presidential candidate Raila Odinga has completed his two-day campaign tour in Nairobi County, where he promised to improve the country's poor economic status if he's elected as the fifth president of this nation. As our reporter Micah Gwongo reports, Odinga has urged Kenyans to vote for aspirants under the Azimio ticket as to give us his government the upper hand once he's elected into office in August.
For 2 consecutive days, Raila has led his presidential campaigns while seeking support from Nairobi residents and urged them to vote for Azimio candidates in the forthcoming August 9th elections, in what he termed as strengthening the party in making government decisions after the elections.
So mimi sitaki kwenda kule kwa State House na hapa chini niko na adui yangu. Mpaka mnituma mimi kule juu na wanajeshi wangu. Sawa sawa? Mkiweka wale maadui yangu pale, nataka nifinywe. Nataka mpaka muweke askari yangu katika bunge. Vile vile kwa MCA.
With only 22 days to the elections, Raila has promised to fulfill his manifesto once Kenyans give him the opportunity, while calling out his opponents on what he termed as their fake promises.
Yeye amesahau ati aliahidi watoto laptop ndani ya miezi 6, sio? Sasa wale watoto ambao aliahidi laptop wamemaliza darasa ya 12. Anawapatia wheelbarrow. Na natakana wawe dijitali. Je, hiyo ni ungwana kweli? Sio ni ujinga? Ni ujinga. Bado anazidi kutoa ahadi zingine. Anasahau ya kwamba aliazidi kazi milioni 1 kila mwaka.
The former Prime Minister has also promised to improve the economic structures in Nairobi, supply of water to every businesses and households, as well as free education once he is elected.
Kuanzia mwaka ujao, watoto wetu wote, kuanzia nursery, primary, secondary, tertiary mpaka chuo kikuu, hakuna karo tena.
Huyu baba mwenye mnamwona hapa, huyu baba atawaletea free secondary education. Baba ataleta free university education. Kazi mtaani itakuwa ikiendelea. Kila kijana, kila mama, kila mbaba katika mwisho wa mwezi atapata shilingi 6,000.
In what looked like a call for serious business, his running mate Mother Karua asked the Nairobi gubernatorial aspirants on the Azimio ticket Polycarp Igathe to be aware that he won't be allowed to go against the people's needs if he is elected.
Igathe, hawa watu wakikupatia kura zao uwe gavana wa Nairobi. Hatutaki kuja hapa kuona taka tena.
Na vile vile nimeamrisha gavana huyu mtarajiwa watoto watapata chakula kwa shule. Nitazidisha pesa ambayo inatoka kule juu na kuja hapa chini mashinani kutoka 15% hadi 35%.
Odinga held his rallies in Lang'ata, Kibra, Embakasi East, Mathare, Kasarani, Roysambu and Embakasi North sub-counties.
With campaigns reaching fever pitch and 22 days to August 9th general election, Odinga has completed his 2 days tour of Nairobi County, traversing nearly all 17 constituencies in a bid to seal the 50% plus one equation. Mike Kagongo, TV 47, Nairobi.
The Kenya Kwanza presidential flag bearer, Deputy President William Ruto, has called out the National Police Service, asking them not to be used politically ahead of the August 9th polls. And as TV47's Mwige William reports, Ruto, in his second day tour at his boss, now rival Uhuru Kenyatta's home county of Kiambu, promised to relook into the working conditions and salaries of the police if elected as the fifth president.
For the second day, Deputy President William Ruto and his team continued their campaigns in Kiambu County. The Kenya Kwanza caravan snaking through Juja, Gatondo South, Gatondo North and Thika constituencies. Yet again, the differences between President Uhuru Kenyatta and his deputy played out, this time around Ruto picking issues over the management of the National Police Service.
Hawa askari wetu wa polisi hawatafanyishwa tena kazi ya siasa. Askari wetu wa polisi watakuwa na heshima, watakuwa na kazi ya muhimu ya kuhakikisha kwamba kuna usalama wa kutosha katika taifa letu la Kenya.
Tunajua mnatumiwa vibaya na poleni sana. Hakuna mtu ataumiza nyinyi, hakuna mtu atachukulia nyinyi hatua kwa sababu mnatumiwa vibaya na nyinyi ni watu ya uniform. Mtulie, baada ya tarehe 9 hakuna chief atatumiwa vibaya tena. Chief atafanya ile kazi ameandikiwa.
Still at it, the second in command made a handful of promises if elected and ascends to power, among them improving the terms of services and salaries for officers serving in the National Police Service.
Tumesema ndani ya siku 100 tutabadilisha terms of service of our policemen and women. Tuwapatie equipment ya kutosha, tuwapatie magari ya kutosha na tuwapatie allowance ya kutosha. Kazi yao ni moja, kulinda maslahi ya Wakenya, maisha ya Wakenya, biashara ya Wakenya.
Echoing Ruto's sentiments, leaders accompanying him called on the National Police Service to exercise fairness as the poll date draws nearer.
Hakuna mkatanusu. Tarehe 9 mwezi wa 8, hakuna handshake. Na wale watu wanajifanya wanatupiga hapa, ati wanatufunza kuheshimu Uhuru Kenyatta. Tuwaambie watajua hawajui.
Yule mzee wa kitendawili anatuambia atashukisha bei ya unga. Na anajua sababu ya bei ya unga kupanda ni yeye na serikali ya handshake.
Niwaachie huyu mtu ya kitendawili. Niwaachie huyu. Nimalizane na yeye. Ama mnasemaje?
It is not the first time Deputy President William Ruto and the Kenya Kwanza team have lamented while making claims of the police allegedly being used to settle political scores.
And the Kenya Kwanza brigade, led by Deputy President William Ruto, have concluded their 2-day tour in a bid to consolidate votes from Kiambu County. Mwige William, TV47, Kiambu.
Also tonight, a Ghana presidential flag bearer, David Maure Wahiga, has cautioned Kenyans against having confidence in the opinion polls released by different research companies. Maure claiming the findings are manipulated and misleading. He further urged the electoral body to remain firm in its mandate and to avoid being intimidated by a section of politicians. Andreen Kilemi has that report.
Speaking after a church service at Christian Foundation Fellowship in Kiambu County, a Ghana Party presidential candidate Wahiga Maure warned Kenyans against having confidence in the polls released by different research companies in the country.
And these pollsters, don't believe these pollsters. They are sponsored. They can't even give me my 1 point. They are discriminatory. Even in school, even if you got 1%, it was written 1%. Why are they not showing even if I have 1%? I know I am ahead. They'll be surprised on 10th and 11th when things are unannounced, because Wakenya wanasema we need a new broom. Safari hii lazima tubadilishe kabisa.
Mwaure further urging the Independent Electoral and Boundaries Commission IEBC to remain firm in its mandate and to avoid being shaken by the ongoing political waves.
I want to urge IEBC also to be strong. You be strong, don't agree to be swayed. Some of the people who are accusing you or who are using you like a tennis ball, they have been there in 2017, they were there in 2013, they were players in the same camp, and we know what happened. Be focused. If when I am declared and I win, please declare that David Mwaure Wahiga is the president of Kenya.
The Agano Party leader also affirmed that he and his running mate will be participating in the upcoming presidential debate scheduled for Tuesday this week and next week consequently.
We are not afraid. Kenyans need to hear us debating and saying what we have. We have a lot to offer. It's only that the problem has been that the playing field has not been equal. Some of our competitors are using government money and taxes. Others, we know they are sponsored. It is clear, Kenyans don't have to be told. You can see who is behind them. But you can also see that the playing field is not equal.
The Agano Party campaign trail is this week expected to tour Nyeri and Murang'a counties in hunt for votes. Andrine Kilemi, TV 47.
Away from that, the politics of land is still rampant in the coast region, even as the government continues to issue thousands of land title deeds to squatters. Land activists now claim that there is no political goodwill in advocating for land rights, with each successive government giving the matter lip service, as Beatrice Watare reports.
During the 2017 general elections, the Jubilee Party, led by President Uhuru Kenyatta and his deputy, Dr. William Ruto, promised to eradicate the squatter problem and end land politics. However, the issue still remains unsolved, despite processing more than 500,000 land title deeds for residents.
Ile settlement trust fund imechaji mashamba hayo kufikia hivi sasa imefika 300,000 inaelekea 400,000. Watu wangu wa Magarini hawawezi kuzilipia hizo shamba na wanahofia watanyang'anywa mashamba hayo na warudi kuwa maskota.
Swala la ardhi mara nyingi limetumika kama kigezo wakati wa uchaguzi, na ningependa kuongea na viongozi wenzangu walio hapa hivi leo tuweze kutafuta suluhu ya kudumu katika hili swala la ardhi, isiwe kila mara wakati wa uchaguzi linatumika kama kigezo kuweza kufanya kampeni.
The land equation has come back this year with campaigns to woo residents in the coast region, with all political players banking on it to boost their vote base.
Ninajua swala nyeti hapa. Shida nyinyi mko naye, kwanza mmeongea mambo ya mashamba. Sema mambo ya ile kodi. Mambo natozwa atiwa shamba. Hiyo tutafuatilia mbali.
Mr. Raphael Mzungu Ngoma, a director with the Institute of Participatory Development, Kulamusana, however, stated that the land laws were being misused by politicians for their own selfish gains rather than ending land problems.
Swala la political goodwill ni swala zito kidogo, kwa sababu swala la siasa limekuwa always watazungumzia kwamba wanataka watatue tatizo hili la ardhi, lakini kutoka uhuru mpaka leo swala hili limebaki tu la kisiasa na halijaweza kutatuliwa.
Mombasa Governor Hassan Joho, who presidential candidate for Azimio Raila Odinga said will appoint head of lands docket during a campaign in Kilifi, said that he will return acres of Taita Taveta land owned by some politicians, warning that land grabbers will be tackled.
Mimi nitakuwa waziri wa mashamba. Na nataka kutoa onyo hapa. Kama kuna mtu yoyote uwe watoka kokote na umeramba shamba ya watu wa hapa, ujue chuma chako kimotoni, my friend.
Politicians have now been urged not to only buy support from voters, but also live up to their promises after the elections. Reporting for TV 47, my name is Beatrice Watare.
Mombasa County ODM candidate for the gubernatorial seat, Abdul Somad Sharif Nasir, has asked Kenyans to avoid arguments that may spark violence between different ethnic groups in Kenya. Speaking during a Swahili culture exhibition hosted by Atlanta-based Kenyan content creators Jamila Kizondo at Mama Ngina Waterfront, the Mvita legislator emphasized on the importance of embracing cultural diversity as a key driving force to unity. The story was produced by Andrew Juma and voiced by Sharon Baranga.
In a Swahili culture exhibition hosted by Atlanta-based Kenyan content creators Jamila Kizondo at Mama Ngina Waterfront, the Mvita Member of Parliament Abdul Somad Sharif Nasir promised to revive the tourism sector in the region.
Mombasa, hii tamaduni tunayoona hapa sasa hivi ni tamaduni asilia, kabila ambazo kwamba zilioko hapa asilia. Na mimi najua katika wakati huu, hususan huu wakati wa siasa, kwa bahati mbaya hupita kipepo kile, ikawa wakati huu wa siasa kila mmoja akaanza watu kuzungumza lugha za kuanza kuleta kejeli na tofauti za kikabila.
The exhibition brought together different stakeholders who in one voice promised to support Nasir. Nasir is set to face other competitors including UDA's Hassan Omar, among other candidates to replace the incumbent Ali Hassan Joho.
Tukishaweza kuchukua uongozi kwa niaba yenu, katika mipangilio niloweka kuanzisha utamaduni na kuanzisha utalii wa hapa mjini, utalii wa Kenya, na panapo majaliwa ni utalii wa dunia nzima watu kuweza kufika.
The lawmaker asked locals to embrace unity despite cultural, religious and racial diversity, pledging that if elected as the governor, he will ensure a periodic cultural celebration in Mombasa County that is considered one of the most cosmopolitan regions in the country.
Watu wajihisi ya kwa Mombasa ni ya kila mtu na kila mmoja ajihisi ya kwa hapa ni kwake, kwa sababu Mombasa ni chimbuko ambalo kwamba kila mmoja anafaa kujihisi ya kwa hapa ni nyumbani.
A family from Wangige Kabete constituency in Kiambu County is seeking justice for the death of their daughter after an incident of negligence was indicated during a dialysis procedure.
Lillian Wamboi, a trained journalist, succumbed to death during a dialysis procedure which is said to have been conducted improperly, causing intense bleeding.
When she went on dialysis, the nurse who came to attend to her connected her blood to the dialyzer, but she did not connect it well.
It seems when they connected the patient, they went away. Because when it comes to the hemorrhage or the spilling of the blood, it's something which was physical, they would have seen. And when that girl who connected her was asked, at what time did you notice? They noticed when they saw blood on the floor. And Lillian already was in a coma.
Wamboi, who is also a mother of one, was battling kidney failure, an ailment that has left the family in a pit of unpaid bills.
The bill that I was given on 9th, and the bill that I was given on 30th, and the bill that we were given yesterday. There is a disparity of 81,000, where we don't know where the money was added up from.
Despite the unfortunate incident, the family has been slapped with an additional bill that requires settling before Wamboi's body can be released.
What I feel is that we should not pay anything, because you really pay for something for services rendered. Now, what they did, can they charge us for causing the death of our daughter? Surely.
The family has pleaded with the government to intervene by taking action against the hospital's negligence, while also seeking help from well-wishers to help them clear the bills.
Something should be done so that they can be more careful.
We are saddled with medical bills, which we have to settle. we would like also to be helped in even one way, that we are able to bury our daughter and the body to be released to us. That's our appeal.
Reporting for TV47, my name is Beatrice Watare.
Now, the National Cohesion and Integration Commission, that's the NCIC, says hate speech in campaign rallies has reduced thanks to talks between the Commission and politicians. The Commission, according to a recent study, is however grappling with the surge of hate speech in the digital space, a challenge that has seen a number of arrests and social media accounts suspended. Apollo Kamau with that report.
Away from the traditional campaign rallies, a fertile ground for hate speech mongers, the National Cohesion and Integration Commission, NCIC, is now grappling with hate speech in the digital space as politicians allied to the two main coalitions, Kenya Kwanza and Azimio, change tact and use proxies to advance their agenda.
I studied the thing we did 2 weeks ago, and there's a reduction in terms of incitement and speech on political rallies by almost 40% between now and 2017 compared to. We've constantly engaged a lot of politicians, especially those who are inclined to engage in such rhetoric. The reality is not all of them. We have 16,000 aspirants right now, according to ABC data, and it's 0.001% who are inclined or who like using such remarks.
As a sign of how NCIC is grappling with this challenge so far, 83 people have been arrested and taken to court, majority of them bloggers allied to the two coalitions, thanks to a media monitoring unit by NCIC. The Commission is now engaging the social media company TikTok, which has become popular in political circles for its short clips, having already engaged Twitter and Meta.
Hate speech has migrated from rallies to online platforms. So there's a new dynamic. That was never there in 2013. It started moving in 2017, but now it's rampant in online platforms, Facebook, Twitter, TikTok, Google, and so on. And that's where we're seeing it. Now for us, we've put measures now to counter hate speech on online platforms.
As election day closes in, NCIC has come under sharp criticism for not securing convictions on hate speech mongers. The Commission, while defending itself, has spread its tentacles to the authorities in the United States and United Kingdom, where a new crop of hate speech mongers can be traced using IP addresses. In what has become a thin line to define between hate speech and insults in this year's election, smear campaigns among opponents have become the name of the game, as name-calling overshadows issue-based politics.
Tunaona temperatures zimeanza kupanda wakati tunakaribia ile tarehe 9, na ndio tunaambia serikali achunge, kwa sababu unajua ukosefu wa usalama ikiingia ni ngumu sana kuimaliza. Kwa hivyo ni serikali awe proactive.
Atigedhurai mnasemaje? Atigedhurai mnasemaje?
This week, NCIC efforts to ban the usage of certain phrases like hatupangwingwi and mutajua hamjui were dealt a blow after the High Court termed the move an abuse of NCIC powers, unconstitutional and flawed in an application filed by Chama cha Mawakili. Apol Kamau, TV47.
Two other stories: thieves broke into a Catholic church in Oljoro Orok sub-county and made away with equipments worth over 170,000 Kenya shillings. Now, according to the officials from St. John the Evangelist Catholic Church within Igwamiti Parish, the robbers gained entry to the church using crude weapons.
It was a Sunday that was supposed to be like any other Sunday for worshippers at St. John the Evangelist Catholic Church in Oljoro Rock Sub-County in Nyandarua West. But what they didn't know is that thieves came in at night and made away with church equipment. A keyboard, amplifiers, mixer, speakers and other assortment of goods are missing.
Kisha nikienda kuchukua machindi niende nianze kujitengeneza ndio ibada ianze. nikapata mlango wa sacristy umefunguliwa. Hapo ndio ilinistuka na nikatoka mbio kwenda kwa chairman ambapo ni karibu na church. Hapo ndio nilienda nikamwambia, tukakuja naye tukapata ni kweli mlango ulikuwa umevunjwa na kukaiba speaker mbili pamoja na mashine.
Cha jabisha ni kwamba hata ile kioo ya kujiangalia ile inatumiwa na father ama sisi, hata hiyo imebebwa.
Tulishangaa hata kabla tujaanza ibada, kila mtu alikuwa akikuja anaona kweli mwenye aliiba alifanya kitu cha ajabu, kuingia kanisani kuchukua hizo vitu, na kazi nzito aliyofanya kufungua hizo vitu.
Preliminary investigations revealed that the thieves could have used master keys to gain entry into the church and safe where the equipment are normally stored. The equipment had been procured in May this year through a donation from a well-wisher.
Ile dhamana ambayo tumehesabu ni dhamana ya shilingi 1170. Hiyo ndio dhamana ya hizo vitu. Kwa hivyo nikiwa kama mwenyekiti, ningeomba wale wamechukua hiyo vitu, tafadhali waturudishie. Manake ni vitu za nyumba ya Mungu.
Jambo hilo nisikia limenifinyiria sana. Na siamini kwamba kuna mtu anaweza iba nyumba ya Mungu. Na naweza mwambia huyu mwenye aliiba arudishe kwa kuwa ni laana.
Tunagojea upelelezi uendelee. Na mimi najua sababu serikali iko na mkono mrefu. Tuna uhakika hawa watu watapatikana.
The Sunday service was delayed as church leaders and the congregation tried to come to terms with the robbery. Investigations into the incident have begun. Sharon Baranga, TV 47.
Moving on, the Kenya Women Teachers Association has called upon the Council of Governors to employ the early childhood development and education teachers on a permanent basis as opposed to the renewal of contracts. Now, speaking in Marigat, Baringo County during a Thanksgiving service that brought together the ECDE teachers across the county, the association said that it has been 9 years since ECDE teachers were subjected to contracts with a pay of 10,000 shillings every month, which cannot cushion them against the current cost of living. The ECDE teachers have been calling for Teacher Service Commission to absorb them in the commission as counties have failed to provide good terms of service.
I want to urge the county government that they should see to it that tumekuwa employed on permanent basis, as we know that we are going to follow the schemes of service. The schemes of service is in, and we look forward ya kwamba wameweka walimu wote kwa permanent and pensionable basis na walipe mshahara ambayo ni inawasaidia.
So tumekuwa kwa contract for 9 years. This is our 9th year, tuna sign another contract na kulingana na sisi tumechoka. We think the county governments wameshindwa na maneno ya walimu wa ECD, and we request the national government will take that responsibility as quick as possible. Kulingana na malipo, tunalipwa malipo duni, sio kulingana na masomo yetu. Utapata mwalimu wa degree analipwa 10,000, whereas anafaa kuwa kwa job group K or J.
Keep it TV47 Weekend with me, Karen Karimi. We take a short break. We'll be right back with more stories and sports.
You are watching TV47, the home of untold stories.
Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. As religious leaders, we should preach messages of peace, cohesion, humanity, and brotherhood as we play a key role in uniting all Kenyans. We must call our congregants, who include the political leaders, to adopt zero tolerance, against all negative messages. There is a threat of increased cases of violence in the country. Let us strongly preach about love among our neighbors. Let us love one another as we are one nation. God bless our beloved country, Kenya.
At Tryson School of Medical Health, Science and Technology, we offer highly competitive courses tailor-made to suit your needs. These include certificate and diploma in theatre technology, medical engineering, nutrition and dietetics, science lab, health records, environmental health science, counseling psychology, applied biology, social work and community development information and communication technology, community health and HIV/AIDS management, health services support, among others. Intake is ongoing. Register now at our Nairobi campus in Nairobi West, around Nyayo Stadium, on 0700-129-536. Our Juja campus next to Jomo Kenyatta University on 0700-000-760. Our Kisumu campus opposite Swan Center, Odinga Street on 0703-201-229. And Homa Bay campus opposite Makongeni Petrol Station. Tryson School of Medical Health, Science and Technology, where careers come to life.
Usiyakubalie maumivu ya misuli kukatiza ratiba yako. Kaluma Pain Balm ni dawa ya kusugua iliyotengenezwa kutoka kwa miche maalum ili kutuliza maumivu ya misuli. Kaluma Pain Balm. Maumivu yakizidi, pata ushauri wa daktari.
We shall legalize weed.
Professor George Luchiri Wajakoya of the Roots Party.
Semeni Babakea. Babakea.
Raila Amolo Odinga of the Azimio la Umoja One Kenya Party.
Unajua mimi sina pesa ya serikali ama ya kashfa.
David Mwaure Wahiga of the Agano Party. And
tunasema kazi ni nini?
William Samoei Ruto of the Kenya Kwanza Alliance. Presidential Debate 2022. Do not adjust your sets.
TV 47, the home of untold stories.
Welcome back to the program. Now, Kenyan Muslims of the Dawoodi Bohra community have welcomed their worldwide spiritual leader, His Holiness Dr. Mufaddal Saifuddin, to Kenya. Now, the leader was welcomed by Nairobi Governor Anne Kananu and will bring blessings and good fortune to the country during his visit, according to the Muslims, whose love for the country is part and parcel of the Muslim faith.
Always advocates that the teachings of the Prophet, that the love of our country is part and parcel of our faith. We are hopeful that during his short visit, we shall benefit with a lot of his blessings. And of course, we have seen in the past that when His Holiness visits Nairobi, we seem to be blessed all over for each and every one of us that are present here.
Now onto a special feature. In a bid to integrate the CBC in the country, a school in Nairobi's Kasarani area is offering robotics classes as a way of enhancing practical skills and encourage female learners to embrace the science, mathematics and technology courses. Our reporter Elizabeth Atiano visited the school and filed this report.
In 2017, the Ministry of Education launched the new system of education, the competency-based curriculum aimed at emphasizing the significance of developing skills and knowledge that will be beneficial to real-life situations. The new curriculum has since faced enormous obstacles in its implementation, especially from some parents, politicians, and even education stakeholders.
It doesn't matter who takes over the next government. They must get watu wa mkono wale wanafanya kazi as they make noise up there.
But as time goes by, some schools are fully embracing the new curriculum. It is exactly 11 a.m. at St. Mary's Sportsview Academy in Nairobi's Kasarani area. Silence has dominated the school's compound as students tiptoe to their class in order. Inside this classroom, the students divide themselves in 5 groups for the mid-morning lessons. However, there's something peculiar in the classroom's environment since there are neither books nor pens, but only these gadgets. The happy students are introduced to their trainer for the day, Anne Mendy, who is going to teach them on how to make robots.
We have partnered with Revolution Robotics, where we have a kit, a robotics kit, that we use to help the students make the kind of robots that they would like to make, depending on the functionality or depending on what they want the robots to do for them.
In order for them to successfully complete today's task of making a robotic car, the students will need the 2 motors, small blue connectors, white brails, and batteries.
So like if I put it here, it's up and 4.
Mendu then takes them through the step-to-step process of coming up with a car robot, which requires internet and electricity for its automatic operation. 20 minutes later, the students were able to come up with these car robots, which can be monitored by use of a smartphone.
Robotics is the way to go. Reason being, one, it captures all the competencies of CBC: critical thinking, imagination, problem solving, communication, and it's bringing out the holistic aspect of a child.
These pupils are among the other pupils from 20 schools in Nairobi that have had the privilege to acquire knowledge from robotics classes pioneered by the STEM iLab organization since last year.
I'm longing to see very creative children. Basically, of course, very communicative children in the way of their thinking, and also giving our children a wider scope of really expressing themselves with their ideas.
So the main goal is to integrate this project into the curriculum, not as a club, but into the curriculum, such that it's going to be compulsory for all the kids.
Based on the teacher's general assessment, the students have fully embraced the robotics lessons, which they say will go a long way in introducing more learners to practical lessons that will enable them think critically.
So I've realized that teaching the kids how to make the robots and the STEM education from a very young age, it's opening up their brains. They are very innovative and creative.
STEM iLab organization is closely working with the Ministry of Education in a bid to help in universal implementation of the competency-based curriculum aimed at integrating practical lessons rather than theory.
Most parents might not have an idea what this is, but after today's experience, I'm sure they are going to have a better platform of understanding. And with the child, because the child is the center of interest, they are good communicators, they are good marketers themselves. They are going to be able to express it.
A call has been made to all young learners, especially the female gender, to venture in science, technology, engineering, and mathematics courses. St. Mary's Sportsview Academy is one of the 20 schools in Nairobi County currently embracing the robotic classes aimed at fully integrating the competency-based curriculum among young learners. Elizabeth Atieno, TV 47, from the St. Mary's Sportsview Academy, Kasarani, Nairobi.
Thank you, Elizabeth, for that amazing feature. We take another short break. We'll be back with the sports news.
You are watching TV 47, the home of untold stories.
Sona moja imetengenezwa kwa njia spesheli ili kupambana na maumivu kwa haraka. Sona moja ina aspirin kama kiungo. Sona moja, kitulizo kamili. Maumivu yakizidi, pata ushauri wa daktari.
Despite being visually impaired, he is a jack of all trades. It is our quest to find answers on how to take care of children with special needs and those with disability. You do not need to see musical notes to understand music, but rather to have your soul feel the vibe.
Actually, for us to make a wheelchair, we have to take measurements of the user.
After doing my assessment, I get to know the parent, I get to know the heaviness she's carrying.
Disability comes at different stages of life.
How well do you know what's happening around you? Morning Cafe with heated political debates. Baraza la Siasa.
Hiyo kitu azungumzie, angalie hali ya maisha ya watu.
Informative health discussions. Business, farming. Tasty Wednesday, Fitness Thursday, and Feel Good Friday with amazing DJs, celebs,
waimbaji, kuna comedians, alafu kuna wajinga.
and music bands every Monday to Friday from 6 a.m. to 9 a.m. The next set of millionaires are farmers, as we know agriculture has been and still is the backbone of our economy. As we traverse the different counties to meet different farmers, we ensure to get the story of how they started farming and even how they continue to penetrate the market and overcome the challenges.
Hapa, the reason why nilieka goose na si ducks. Goose, they are very easy to maintain.
A lot of farmers keep on calling, inquiring whether you're supposed to raise some seeds in the nursery or you're supposed to do them directly in the field.
The greenhouse helps us control the temperature because the temperature needs to be between 28 to 32 degrees.
Walk this journey with us every Sunday at 6:30 p.m. It's no secret, construction ain't cheap. But how do we make it affordable? Different individuals are finding ways of cutting down cost by use of pre-stressed slabs other than reinforced concrete, recycling plastics to make pavers.
The brick is stronger, it's cheaper, and it's lighter.
And recycling wastewater in your household.
What happens to my waste from the washroom, the solid waste? All that can break down.
Those are just but a few. Every Tuesday at 7:30 p.m. we talk construction.
MP supporters Malulu Injendi of ANC and those of UDA's Seth Panyako attacked each other at a gubernatorial launch rally hosted by Senator Cleophas Malala.
Ya MP na kura ya MCA tutawacha nyinyi wenyewe muamue.
It was a function where Kenya Kwanza gubernatorial candidate Cleophas Malala was set to relaunch his bid at Malaba Primary School for the second time after launching it in Mumia Sports Complex last month. Hours before his arrival, 5 people were injured in a confrontation between the supporters of the incumbent MP Malulu Injendi of ANC and those of his competitors Seth Panyako of UDA.
So wafuasi wetu wengine walikuwa waliingia wakiimba. So hiyo ndio ilikasirisha watu wa Malulu. Kidogo tunaona gari yenye michoro ya Malulu inaingia. So ikiingia hivi, driver wetu wa mheshimiwa Panyako alikuwa kwa gari, wakaenda wakamtoa. So akimtoa tunaelewa hapo hiyo uwanja kuna confusion, wengine wanaimba, wengine wanapiga vita. So wakamtoa. Yeye akajaribu kujitetea by kukimbia. Akikimbia wakamfuata, akamka chini, wakamdunga kisu. So kwa hiyo confusion ni kama Lewis. Sasa Lewis ni media team ya mheshimiwa. Yeye tu ni kama alikuwa amekuwa target because yeye ni blogger. Uko tu mtu anainua kisu na kumdunga kwa kichwa.
Wakasingira watu wetu na mipini na visu. Hao watu wakatuingia ndani, wamepika dereva wetu wa Seth Panyako, wamepika ofasi wetu, hata watu wengine wako hospitali sasa. Tunaomboleza watu wengine, hatujui kama watapona.
The injured were now receiving treatment at Royal Hospital. Narrated to TV47 what transpired at the rally.
Hasa sisi tulikuwa tunaongojea mheshimiwa wetu na watu walikuwa wanafanya maandalizi shamra. Sasa Malulu kuona venye watu wengi wako nyuma ya mheshimiwa Seth. Sasa mimi ndo nilikuwa target, mimi ndo nilikuwa na record hizo vitu. Wametoka tu kwa kanza la driver. After driver wakakuja wakani-attack mimi.
Doctors at the facility say 2 of them had serious stabs but are in stable condition, while 1 was referred to Kakamega Referral Hospital for further treatment. Panyako has condemned the incident, urging the police to investigate the matter.
Kama polisi hawatachukua hatua kwa Malulu ashikwe na hii wakora yake, basi itakuwa inamaanisha there's no law and order in this country. And if there's no law and order in this country, then law and order must be found.
Malava OCPD Paul Mwendwa confirmed the incident, saying they have launched a manhunt for 3 suspects.
Kuweza kunasa silaha, lakini ukiangalia wenye vile moja amendungwa nao ni vitu ambaye ni sharp object kama vitu kama visu, sababu moja amejeruhiwa kichwa, mwingine upande ya mbavu, mwingine upande ya nyuma mgongo. Na ningeliomba viongozi wetu Maraba wafanye kampeni sawa bila chuki yoyote, sababu kura sitapigwa na tutalimini kuwa wananchi wa Maraba tutahama. Already DCI anaendelea na uchunguzi, anytime wenye walifanya hiyo vitendo watapelekwa mbele ya mahakama.
At the rally, leaders led by Kakamega Senator Cleophas Malala, former Senator Boni Halwale, and Mumias East Member of Parliament Benjamin Washeli urged all candidates to be tolerant during this electioneering period.
Tutapatia viongozi wetu nafasi watuongeleshe, na tutataka watuongeleshe bila fujo. Tunataka watu wauze sera, ni kura itaamua nani atakuwa mbunge wa hapa Malava. Kama Soit angekuwa yuko hai, angeshika mkono ya Malulu, ashike Mlala mkono ya Seth, awapie mshikane mikono, mambo ya vita isifanyike Malava. Mshikane mikono, vita iishe hapa.
Violet Auma, TV47, Kakamega.
Residents of Kajiado County have asked the government to beef up security ahead of next month's general election due to charged political campaigns among opponents of various political parties. Now, the residents, led by local leaders, among them the TSP Kajiado East parliamentary aspirant George Kingori, also urged the government to crack down on leaders inciting communities in the cosmopolitan county.
Tunaona temperatures zimeanza kupanda wakati tunakaribia ile tarehe 9, na ndio tunaambia serikali achunge, kwa sababu unajua ukosefu wa usalama ikiingia ni ngumu sana kuimaliza. Kwa hivyo ni serikali awe proactive,
na tumeendelea na kuomba kwamba wakati wa uchaguzi